Flosstube, my name's Emer and I am the Irish Stitcher, and somehow it's January the 1st, 2024. Where has the time gone? Don't ask me. I hope you all had a lovely holiday season. We got lots of nice food, spent time with friends and family, maybe some nice presents. I know I certainly did. You might notice that this is a new background for me. I am actually in our office. We've been doing a lot of house renovations lately, and this was admittedly the smallest room in the house, but it's the first room that we've gotten pretty finished. If you want to hear more, I'm going to talk about house stuff after I talk about the stitching, so don't worry if you're not interested. You don't have to watch it. I'm going to get right in. It's been ages since my last video, and I thought about doing a full whip parade, and honestly it felt a little overwhelming to try kind of round up all my whips, talk about where I last was, what I hope for them. So instead I've just picked a selection of them. And I want to talk about my January plans, kind of my intentions for stitching overall in the new year. Yeah, so I'm going to get stuck in basically. My plans for January, I'm going to start with that. I have taken a notion that I would like to do a Mill Hill month. So that's what I'm going to do. And where this inspiration came from was that last year I stitched a Mill Hill ornament for my aunt, and this year she had it on her Christmas tree. So I saw that and I was like, oh, that's lovely. And my mother saw it and she's like, that's lovely, you should stitch me one. And I agree. So I actually have a couple of Mill Hill kits. So it feels like an exciting project, start to the year. I'll get a couple finished throughout the month. Maybe, fingers crossed. But I'm going to show you what I've got. This first one is called Tombstone. It's part of their autumn harvest. It's a Halloweeny one. Cute little birds on the tombstone. Quite spooky. I haven't started this one at all, and I'll probably work on some of the others before I come around to that one. This one is called Cat in the Box, and you can actually see I have most, possibly even all of the stitching done on that, and it's just the beads left. I haven't started beading, so there might be a little bit of stitching left, but that one finished for sure in January. Next up is Noelle from Winter Greetings. I'm going to stitch this one and I'm going to give it to my mother. Bit late to go on this year's Christmas tree, but she'll have it for next year. I'm fairly certain I've started this one. I have not. In that case, I think... I thought I had another Christmas ornament that had a word that I had started, but looking at the little, you're not going to be able to see them most likely, but looking at the little ones here, I don't recognise anything other than peace, which I've already stitched. So perhaps I'm just wrong. I haven't started that one at all. I am wrong occasionally, not often. This one I received as a gift in a Secret Santa, I think it was last year. Invisible Snowman. It's a cute name, I realise, because he kind of blends in with the background. I have a minimal amount of stitching done in that one. Yeah, don't have much more to say. I'll take them out, do a little bit of stitching. Next up is a larger one. This is one of their buttons and beads kit. And I know I received this at a retreat as part of a mystery box gift. And that will actually be the first one of the bigger pieces that I've stitched. And there's some really nice ones. I do also have, somewhere in the house, I have to dig them out. I have one that's a heart with a music stave in it. I know I picked that one up for myself. And I also have another Halloween one that says "Come stitch for a spell." I think it might be over a cauldron with some birds. I think I'd prioritise stitching on the the heart with the music notes in it, if I can find it. I think I know where it is. Could I be more prepared for this video? Yeah. But it's okay. It's the new year. I'm starting off chill. I'm going to show you some of my whips and other stuff in no particular order. The order is whatever order I sat them down on the chair beside me. So first up is Hunter Gatherer. I started this September, I want to say September 2021. Yeah, September 2021. It has not had a ton of work done on it. It hasn't had any work since y'all last saw it, but I just want to show where I am. And why I'm showing this one is I've realised that I do have a lot of fancy ladies and I love stitching them, but at the same time I kind of get into a rut and I'm like, I'd like to stitch something else. So I think this is going to be one of the something else's that I bring out over the course of the year. I'm looking forward to working on it. The colours are great. I really like it against that oatmeal fabric. I have no excuse for not working on it beyond having too many whips. Next up is actually a project bag that I made myself. So this was the first attempt. It was literally made with scrap fabric I have, which is why there are so many different colours of fabric going on in this bag, but I think it works overall. The eagle-eyed among you will see that it's not quite perfect. That binding has come off and may need to be sewn back on, but I really like it. That top pouch goes all the way down, and then that front pouch is the height that you see there. So that was my first attempt at this project bag, and my second one I think is it's a lot neater. I don't think it's a lot neater. I know it's a lot neater. Ta-da! Just plain red backing fabric, that really fun mosaic fabric. One moment. This is also my first time sewing in zippers, and it just worked out really nicely. It was easier than I thought it would be to sew them on. So if you're afraid of sewing in zips, give it a try. You might be surprised. But you can see that lovely mosaic fabric on the inside as well. And while I am working up this bag, I'm going to show you my pride and joy, Lakapati. She is about 45% completed, if memory serves. She is going to be my other focus for the month of January. If I get sick of working on Mill Hill, I'm going to break her out and do some more work on her. And honestly, I think I'd like her to be a focus for the year. I feel like I said that January last year, and in fairness, she got the most work out of any of my projects of this year. But I think I just went through periods this year where I didn't want to stitch. I didn't have the stitchy bug, which is always a shame, but I can't force it either, so it is what it is. Zip that back up. But yeah, Lakapati. She's going to be a focus. I don't think I'll get her finished this year. I'm trying to be a lot more realistic with my goals for the year, and I don't think she'll get finished. C'est la vie. Next up is Maidens of the Seasons. So this is on a very big piece of fabric. I have to laugh at my past self and how naive I was, because back then I thought I'd get an entire lady finished in the year. Instead, I got not very much done on her at all. I don't have an excuse. I think I was just unrealistic with my goals, and she didn't get the prioritising that she needed to be finished. I'm not quite sure what to say for her this year. I'll work on her some more. I don't think I'll have spring finished this year. I thought I might get this piece finished in 4 years total. No. Being realistic. I only have 2 more to show you. This one is Luna Mystica by Bella Filipina, and it's a gorgeous bag, handmade by Susie. Really, really lovely work. Puts my bags to shame. So for anyone who doesn't know, that's what Luna Mystica looks like in the design, and I am doing a red eclipse, lunar eclipse version. What I have stitched there is probably about 2 weeks, if even maybe just 1 week of like really concentrated, focused stitching. And then I put her away and haven't touched her since. And I think I'm really getting to the core of my problem there, where I think I have too many whips. I've always said that I don't want to put a number on it, but the point where I start feeling guilty or that stuff isn't progressing as I'd like, that's kind of the point where I need to realise for myself that I've hit a limit. I've hit a personal limit what I'm happy stitching. And then finally is a Nora Corbett. This is Thistle in the Poison Pixies range. And again, I kind of had a brief time, mostly at a retreat, working on her. And then she got put away and never touched. Why I'm showing you this one is because the Nora Corbett's, they're not small, but they are relatively small compared to some of the really big whips I have. So I think if she was the focus piece for a month, I could get really good progress done in her and maybe even finish her this year. Maybe. I also want to touch briefly on, I don't have them with me, but Bayon Cat, which again, I thought I'd get finished this year and I just didn't. I didn't stitch enough to finish it. It's a shame. I'll pop in a picture of what it looks like at the moment. And then the other one is Andromeda. Honestly, I think it's the big rock that she's sitting on that's putting me off stitching her. I just need to pull my fingers out and stitch. That would solve all my stitchy problems, really, if I stitched more. I'm in 2 minds as to whether I will do Whip Go this year. For anyone who doesn't know, Whip Go is a whip bingo where you assign each project a number, and when the number's called, you work on that project or you complete that goal for this month. I didn't do it last year. I tried it in 2021 and didn't stick terribly well to it. But I might try again this year, mostly because it's very low pressure. You know, if I don't stick with it, that's okay. But if I do make it up, I am going to cheat. For the month of January, because I have already planned to do my month at Mill Hill and Lac Patty, I'm going to look at what numbers have been called from January and I'm going to assign those numbers as Mill Hill and Lac Patty. It's my Whip Go. I can do what I want. Yeah, I really don't think it matters too much as long as I'm stitching. That's the main purpose of it after all. I've alluded to the fact that I feel like I've hit my personal number of whips that I'm comfortable with. I'm going to see what I can do, kind of whittle that down. I last year mostly stuck to a no buying unless it was at retreats rule, and I think that worked very well for me. I might allow myself to break that rule specifically for the cottage garden samplings. I think it's the Fabulous House series. I'm a big fan of cottage house samplings to begin with, and I really like the houses I've seen so far. So part of me wants to hold out until a couple more months have passed, some more houses have been released, and I think I'll see a house that just screams, stitch me, stitch me, stitch me, and I'll let myself get that one. It might even line up that I buy the pattern at a retreat and I don't have to break any rules at all. That'd be nice. But like, we got, I don't know, you can't see it behind me, but the cupboard that the plant is sitting on is a Kallax from IKEA. It's the one with the square cubbies, and we've got baskets. And when I was kind of putting all my cross-stitching stuff in baskets, I realised like, I have plenty. I have lots of fabric and lots of patterns and lots of whips. I feel mostly content. I think anything I buy at retreats this year will be a case of I see something and I'm like, ooh, shiny, sparkly, I want it, rather than like an actual going to buy it and start stitching it and finish it. So yeah, I like, this being a hobby, I want to keep it at a place where I feel, you know, that it's enjoyable, that I don't feel obliged, I don't feel kind of stressed or ashamed of my stash. So it's just good to do that check-in with myself, I think. Yeah. Anyway, if you're just here for the stitching content, thanks for dropping by. Let me know, do you get any stitchy stuff for Christmas? What have you been working on? What are your New Year plans? And if you want to hear a little bit more about the house, stick around. I love talking about it. So we moved into this house in 2021. We bought it at the end of 2021 and we've been slowly renovating it since. And the big job that I've talked about before was getting it rewired. That was a massive undertaking. We had to move out for a couple of weeks. It was really expensive and it was probably the least, it was a necessary job, but not very like visually rewarding. So then kind of late this year, 2022, we got new floor put in upstairs, and that has been very like visually rewarding because I see it every day. It's made the upstairs so much brighter. I'm so happy. We painted this office, which was kind of a yellowy creamy color before, and the room feels so much bigger now that it's been painted. Yeah, we got the new shelves put in. I already had the plant, but it's nice to have a proper place to put him. Isn't he lovely? All we have to do really in this room is put up some art on the walls because it's a little stark with just the white walls. But other than that, I'm really happy with our little office. It's a great, bright, fresh room. I've been scraping so much wallpaper. I didn't quite anticipate how long it would take to strip a room of wallpaper, but it's so slow. It's awful. We've tried the steamer, we've tried the solvent to dissolve the glue, tried everything, but it just takes time. Yeah. And so my plan is for the start of this year to do up our bedroom. At the moment we have the floors in. I'm scraping the wallpaper to prep the walls for painting. We have the paint, and that needs to be done this month because I want to buy a bed in the January sales. It's simple as get it painted this month, get the bed, and then we're going to get someone in to fit a wardrobe for us. I want something with lots of shelves, lots of storage space for all my clothes and shoes and all those little bits. So it's very exciting. I can't wait to have an actually nice bedroom. It's exciting, but it's also very time consuming. I think that's part of the reason why I haven't stitched a lot, because a lot of my time has gone to contracting or contacting contractors, trying to get quotes, good prices, shopping around. I've made so many lists. Excuse me. Made so many lists just to kind of try to keep track of everything, and it's been fun, but also it's been work. I think that's all for me. Kind of a funny video. I feel like I could have shown you more cross stitching, but honestly it's not been a ton of progress in the last couple of months, but I am excited for the new year. I'm really excited to see how my Mill Hill month goes. If you check me out, I'm the Irish Stitcher on Instagram as well. You can see my progress for the month, and all going well, fingers crossed, I will actually record a video at the end of this month or early February showing you my progress. I really want to kind of keep to a better schedule with my Flosstube this year, because last year it was quite sporadic, and I have a lot of fun making these videos. Happy New Year, everyone, and thanks for watching. Bye!